put good words, the best words to our president as he communicates to the people of Uganda who are all in the struggle. I pray all this through the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much, Honorable. You can take your seats. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, our apologies for starting a bit late. And we'd like to assure you that we'll keep it very brief. Thank each and every one of you who has come here to be part of this press briefing. And thank you very much, the Honorable Samba, for the prayers. Liberation is a very strenuous journey, and when it lacks spiritual grounding, you can easily lose direction, especially the generation of misinformation. I'm glad that you members of the press are here to make sure that information takes the space and displaces misinformation. We will not be having very many speakers today. At the appropriate time, we will invite the President to address this briefing, and we are sure that he's going to give the information. Would like, especially regarding the tours that we have been doing around the country. But even before he does that, we'd like to thank the people of Uganda, wherever we have been and wherever our President has been, for the warm reception. And it is evidence that the population is ready and ripe for change. And we would like to give reassurance to the population that for us we are committed to our duty and job of providing leadership in that liberation journey. People power, our power, people power. Mr. President, I now have the honor to invite you to address this press briefing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade BK. Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. People power, our power, people power. NUP, everywhere. NUP. Thank you. Greetings, fellow countrymen and women here with us today, and those that are watching us live online. I want first and foremost to welcome you back from our nationwide tour, the first phase. We really appreciate, we are grateful to the people of Uganda for receiving us massively in their millions in every region where we went. We are grateful to the people of Mbarara in Ankole. We are grateful to the people of Fort Portal in Toro, to the people of Kasese in Rwenzori. We are grateful to the people of Mayuge in Usoga, to the people of Busia in Bukedi, and we are grateful to the people of Mbali in Bugisu, and the people of Lira in Lango. We appreciate the people of Luwero in Buganda and the people of Hoima in Bunyoro who came out in large numbers to welcome us. You have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, even yesterday where we were in West Nile in Arua, people showed up in masses, in their hundreds of thousands, to welcome our message of change and national redemption. We really appreciate. We appreciate the warm reception, and this is evidence that the entire country, regardless of region, they are tired of Museveni's military dictatorship, and they want change, and they want that change now. I want at this moment to assure all the people where we've not reached, I want to confirm to you that we shall reach your region in any way possible, and we shall reach you soon. We soon will make a program, and we shall make it public. Secondly, I want to respond to two letters that were received from police. The two letters were signed by Mr. Nwajira John, and then there was a police statement that was signed by Mr. Tumusime Kasigazi, the Deputy Inspector General of Police. In the first letter, dated 7 September, they purportedly asked us to hold our activities because I, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, was apparently a target of terrorists and they could not protect us, so they wanted us to hold our activities. They claimed that they had received intelligence information that my life was in danger. Of course, that is not surprising. My life has always been in danger, and the culprits have always been Museveni's regime. They tried to take my life in Arua on the 13th of August 2018. They tried to kill me during the presidential campaign, and yes, we revealed to the nation twice that we had information from reliable sources that they were targeting my life because they are scared. This is not surprising because this is their historical modus operandi. This is what the NRA regime has been doing since their days when they were still rebels and therefore terrorists. As soon as we announced our mobilization tour, they immediately started talking about the terrorism. They were not talking about the terrorism when Museveni's son or Nabanja were moving around the country. But as soon as we announced our program, then the talk of terrorism came out. It is clear to everyone that they intended to create fear in the population in order to find reason to block us from proceeding with our programs, especially here in Kampala metropolitan region. You know they are very scared. Everyone knows their intention, but we constantly expose them. The second letter purportedly asked us to stop our activities, claiming that we haven't been abiding by the regulations. Now, first of all, when we wrote to the police, we just notified them. We never asked for permission from the police because there is no law whatsoever that requires us to seek permission from the police. So we did not ask for permission from them. In his statement, Kasigazi purports to ban activities of an unofficial political party, which power he does not have. He does not have power to ban activities of a political party. So I want to assure you that we will never, I repeat, we shall never obey any illegal and emotional orders. Secondly, they say that we have been blocking traffic. That is laughable, ladies and gentlemen. Our people have been very peaceful, like you saw. We have always ensured that road users use the road peacefully, and our activities have been giving freedom to everybody to drive. Our people have been peaceful, like we say, but interestingly and ironically, the people that have been blocking roads for hours now are calling us out for blocking roads. You have seen Museveni, his son, his daughters, and his hunger zone blocking roads with impunity for hours, including here in the city center. Museveni himself blocks roads for hours with impunity. We have also seen Museveni's son blocking public roads here in Kampala just because he's celebrating his birthday. We have also seen known criminals, which that block roads with impunity, but police has never talked about them. They instead protect them. As for Kasigazi, the statement that he made, it sounds like a statement that comes from the NRM Secretariat. The use of words like movement, like bullying, him describing us like radicals clearly speaks to somebody who is doing politics and not law enforcement. In addition, Kasigazi has turned himself into the prosecutor, the investigator, and the judge. It is, not for him to call us sectarian. It's not for him to declare us that we are defaming Museveni. If we have committed any offense, there are courts of law. Let them take us to court. I want to make it clear, although I know that all of you have seen that our activities have been very peaceful. And this has gone ahead to show the world that it is only when the police and military come in that chaos ensues. We have been peaceful because the police has not brought in any confusion and chaos. Even the one road accident that happened, the incident that happened in Hoima was purely a road accident. Of course, we sympathize with the family of the victim and we pray that the soul of our brother rests in eternal peace. So let me make these very clear comments. First, the police is exercising double standards and lack of independence. This is seen in their actions and it only speaks of fear. They are scared because they know the truth. They know the people are tired of them and they are clearly working for the regime and not for the people of Uganda. They started with the fake terror reports. When they failed, now they are bringing other excuses. I want to assure the nation that our business first and foremost is to remove the regime in power because that's the excuse they also gave. Yes, we want to remove Museveni's regime. We don't pretend about it because it is illegitimate. It has violated every constitutional principle and it's upon us to remove that regime. Article 3 of the Constitution empowers us to do what we have to do to restore our constitutional order. So we are within the Constitution. If you disagree with us, if you think we are breaking the law, we are ready to face the courts of law. I want to also reiterate that the police has no right to give any permission as indicated in their letter. We are only required to notify them and we continue to notify. We have notified them in the past and we shall continue to notify them. We don't seek for your permission, Mr. Kasigazi, because you have no power to permit us. We have that right within the law and we shall continue exercising it. I also want to reassert that the police is not a court. If they claim that you committed any offenses like defamation or promoted sectarianism, then let them go to court. We shall meet them in court. I want to remind the country and to debunk their tribal talk. You all have been seeing me live with my team. We have given the same message to every region in the country. The same message in Akole, the same message in Toro, the same message in Busoga, the same message in the north, and the same message here in Uganda. It's only when we came here in Uganda that they decided to brand us sectarian, but it's the same message that we have been giving. And you all notice that those who practice tribalism and sectarianism get very scared when we condemn tribalism and sectarianism. Museveni and his regime are the masters of tribalism and sectarianism. And this is an issue that they've intimidated every Ugandan not to talk about. Well, not Shagulan. It is time, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that our country has a frank and honest discussion about tribalism and sectarianism. As a country, we must address that issue and we must address it now. We must address the issue of mass land grabbing in Greater Luwero and many other parts of Busoga, in Bunyoro, and in the north of Uganda. I want to assure the people that we shall reach them everywhere. We shall come to you. Don't be intimidated by these criminals because they are not enforcing the law, but they are only trying to ensure that the regime survives. I want to thank you very much for listening to me. Katika mbizene mu Luganda musobole okuntegera obulungi. Basebo ne bannyabo twagala okubebaza olw'okujja wano leero twagala mukisa kuno okulisayo bannaffe bonna gye twabadde mu nationwide tour. Tuli basanyufu nnyo era tusanyukira twebaza yonna Bannayuganda batwaniriza n'essanyu. Twebaza abantu b'Omwankole gye twali Embarara, twebaza abantu b'e Fort Portal mu Tooro, twebaza abantu b'e Kasese mu Lwenzori, twagala okwebaza abantu b'e Mayuge mu Busoga, abantu b'e Busiya mu Bukedi, twebaza abantu b'e Mbale mu Bugisu n'abantu b'e Lira mu Lango. twagala okwebaza abantu b'e Luweero mu Buganda n'abantu b'e Hoima mu Bunyoro. Twagala n'okwebaza n'amaanyi abantu ba Arua mu West Nile olw'okutwaniriza n'omukwano. Miliyoni ne miliyoni ne miliyoni z'abantu basebo ne banyabo mwalabe batwaniriza ng'emitwalo n'emitwalo gitwaniriza mu buli kitundu kye tutuukamu. Ekyo no tekitwala lightly. Mwebale nnyo bannange, mwebalire ddala. Yonna gye twatuuse mwalabe nti abantu batwaniriza n'essanyu nga tebaniriza ffe ng'abantu abazze, wabula nga baniriza message ey'enkyukakyuka, message y'okwenunula, era bakimekize clear tibakoye Museveni ne gavumenti ye ey'ababbi ey'abatemu. Okutwaniza kwaffe kwalaze kyetwogerako titetwogera ffeka wabula n'eggwanga lyonna yimiridde naffe. Twagala okukakasa abo bonna gye tutanaba kutuuka titujja batuukako mu ngeri emu oba endala, era mutulindirire, tuli mu kubo tujja. Ekyokubiri, abantu b'e Kabale mbeebaziza, Saasi Mavini, abantu b'ewamwe mbeebaziza. Nsaba ssebo okutuma okutwebaliza abantu b'e Kabale mu Kigezi olw'okutwaniriza n'omukwano. Beebale munonga abantu ba Kabale, abantu ba Kigezi. Ekyokubiri, njagala nnyo okwanukula ebbaluwa ebbiri ze twafunye okuva mu poliisi, ng'ebbiri zatusindikiddwa mwami Nuwagira John, n'okwanukula ekiwandiiko kya poliisi ekyasayiningidwa mwami Tumusiime Kasigazi nga eno yamyuka mbu yamyuka omuduumizi wa poliisi, naye mwenna mumanyi ani aduumira poliisi. Mu baluwa eyasooka gye twafunanga mu 7 September baali bagezaako okuteekawo emboozi nti abatujju baagala kutemula nze, n'olw'ensonga eyo tuyimirize enkuŋŋaana zaffe kubanga bafunye obubaka nti abatemu baagala kuntemula. Na muzze mulaba abantu abagezaako kuntemula nga batandikira ddala emyaka 5 n'omwezi gumu n'olunaku lumu nga 13 omwezi gw'omunaana mu Arua bwe bagezaako okuntemula, esasi ne likwata driver wange Yasini Kawuma. Bagezaako okuntemula nga tuli mu campaign yayita wakati wange ne onebo zaake, era bazze bagezaako okusala entoto ez'okulaba nga batujjawo. Twafuna information okuva mu bifo ebyesigika nti baali bagezaako tutemulira Kabale, era information eyo tuze tugifuna, era nammwe mwalaba abasajja abatali mu uniform ya poliisi oba y'amagye nga bambalidde emigemerawala nga batambulira kumpi. Mwalaba n'omusajja kamera gwe zakwatanga agezaako kugyawo episto n'amala n'agiza. Mumanyi nti mmwe abasajja ba Museveni mmwe mugezaako okuntemula, tewali muntu mulala yenna, naye mumanyi ekiyinza okuddako. Sijja kirumamu ekyo. Bagamba nti baali bafunye intelligence nti waliwo abaali baagala otutemula. Of course tekyewunyisa kubanga yenkola yaabwe abo abasajja. Okuva lwe twalangirira nti okutalaga eggwanga batandikirawo okwefulukuta okusala amagezi nga bagezaako okulaba engeri gye basobola okutulemesa. Awo we baayiyiza ekiboozi ekya terrorism, naye nga buli omu ku mmwe amanyi ekigendererwa kyabwe. Ekigendererwa kyabwe kwe kuteekawo okutya mu bannayuganda basobole okufuna ensonga yonna yonna etulemesa okugenda maaso n'enteekateeka zaffe. Tewunyisa kino baakitandikira ddala kuva dda. Bw'oba osomye ebitabo byabwe nga mwe muli n'ekyakazoola ojja kulaba nti fear ne terrorism mwami Museveni ne bayeekera banne kye baakozesanga okuteeka okutya mu mitima gy'abannayuganda. Kyannaku nti tebalina kye bayize era tebalina kyebeerabidde. Oluvannyuma lw'emyaka 37 bakyakola ebintu bye bimu. Lwakubaffe generation yaffe ate embuufu nnyo era emanyi obukodyo bwabwe bwonna. So njagala okifuula very clear basebo ne bannyabo nti ffe bwe twawandikira poliisi tetwagiwandikira kugisaba lukusa, nedda twabawandikira kubategeeza kubanga tewali tteeka lyonna mu mateeka ga Uganda litwetaagisa kusaba lukusa poliisi okukola bye tulina okukola. Mu statement ya mwami Kasigazi yeefudde awera ebikolwa ebiri mu mateeka eby'ekibiina ekyobukulembeze ekiri mu mateeka. Kasamwami Kasigazi n'abo bonna abakozesa okutemula abantu nti tetugenda kugondera biragiro byonna bya bumenyi bw'amateeka. Buli kye tukola kiri mu mateeka era tujja kugenda maaso nga tukikola. Bwe muba mwagala okutuukiriza ettemu lye mubadde muteekateeka ku bannayuganda, ensi yonna ebatunuulidde, naye tetugenda kugoberera biragiro byonna bya bumenyi bw'amateeka. Njagala okujjukiza Mwami Kasigazi nti talina buyinza kubeera bikolwa biri mu mateeka, bikolwa bya kibiina kya bufuzi ekiri mu mateeka ekiwandiise. Mwenna mulabye nti abantu baffe babadde baddembe yonna gye tubadde, era kyongedde okukakasa eggwanga nti buli owabeerawo akavuyo poliisi yebeera ekaleese. Poliisi bwe batekoze kavuyo tewabeera kavuyo, amagye bwe bagaba tekakoze kavuyo tewabeera kavuyo. Tewali kizibu kyonna kyabaddewo mu nkuŋŋaana zonna ze tukubye okumala kumpi wiiki 3, tewali kavuyo konna kabaddewo. Nabalabye nga bagezaako okwesiba ku accident eyabadde ewoyima, naye eyo purely accident ey'oku luguudo. Era twagala okubagiza family ya muganda waffe oyo eyagendeddemu eyo accident. Bayogedde ne ku kyokwonoona traffic n'ekyokusiba amakubo. Njagala baganda bange mwenna okumanya okujjukira nti kyakyewuunyo abantu ate aba blocking enguudo okuvumirira ffe abata blocking enguudo. Muze mulaba Mwami Museveni abaana be n'abo abamulya mu ngalo nga baziba enguudo. Mulaba ne Museveni bulijjo ng'aziba enguudo z'omu kibuga wakati kubanga agenda okuza birthday. Mulabye mutabani wa Museveni nga blocking enguudo mu kibuga makati nti agenda kuza birthday. Mulabye ne ba criminal abaziba emisango abamanyikiddwa nga ba blocking enguudo gateri abagambako, ate poliisi mu kifo ky'okubagambako ate ng'ekuuma bakuumi. Naye ate ffe abakola ebiri mu mateeka poliisi begezaako okwekwasa kya buswavu. Twagala abaganda bange era okubategeeza nti mu eyo statement ya Mwami Kasigazi bw'oba ogisomye tesawundinga nga ya poliisi, wabula esawundinga ng'evudde ku kitebe kya NRM. Njagala okuwa Mwami Kasigazi amagezi nti kyandibadde kirungi n'ajjamu uniform ya poliisi n'agenda ne bamudeployinga ku kitebe kya NRM n'aboogerera, kubanga enkozesa y'ebigambo nga mob mentality oba abayaaye nga bullying n'atudescribing n'atunyonnyola nga ba radicals n'ebirala ebifaanana bwe bityo ali mu kuzannya byabufuzi bya NRM, so si kwatisa amateeka. Mwami Kasigazi jjamu uniform yaffe ogende bakuwa omulimu ku NRM. Of course sobola kwerabira kwebaza abakulembeze n'abasirikale n'abapoliisi abakuumye eddembe wiiki 3 eziyise. Kati nno tubasaba muleme kukozesebwa ate kwonoona linnya limbadde mwekoledde. Let me say that again in English. I want to salute the police officers and the UPDF officers that have been law-abiding. They've respected the law. They've not violated any human rights. They've not created any chaos. And I beseech you not to be used by these criminals that are clearly on their way out. Mwami Kasigazi yagenze maaso nga yefuula ye investigator, ye prosecutor, ate ye mulamuzi, kubanga bwajja n'atusalira omusango nti twavumiridde Mwami Museveni, titwayogedde ku busosoze mu mawanga. Mwami Kasigazi, gwe ne poliisi temuyina buyinza kusala musango. Bw'oba olaba nga tulina etteeka lye twamenye, waliwo ekkooti ez'amateeka, genda mu kkooti oba tuguleko omusango tusinkane mu kkooti tuwere ennembe nagwo. Ekyo nno kyongera okubalaga bannange nti bano abantu batya nnyo eppeesa lya tribalism kubanga be ba number 1 tribe. Message gye twabadde tuwa eggwanga lyonna yabadde message y'emu. Twabadde message y'emu Ankole, twabadde message y'emu Ekigezi, message y'emu Kasese, message y'emu Elango, message y'emu Busoga ne Bunyoro. Lwaki bwe twatuuse mu Buganda wano mwakuyise kusosola mu mawanga? Kyemugamba wano mu Buganda tetulina kwogera ku bizibu biruma Abaganda wano. Mwagala kungamba tetulina kwogera ku kibataka ekigenda mu Buganda maaso Buganda wano. Mwagala otugamba tetulina kusonga lunwe ku busosoze mu mawanga bwe mugenze mwolesa mu buli kitongole kya gavumenti kyonna. ekiseera kituuse eggwanga nga Uganda twogere ku busosoze mu mawanga nga tetwefenyafenya nga tewali kutiisatiisa. Njagala okozesa omukisa guno kana akabanga kubanga beefudde abawere enkuŋŋaana zaffe kuba balabye nga tugenda kutambula tulina convention e Canada era gendayo sinkane abakulembeze baffe ne bannayuganda bali Canada. Naye mu zino wiiki ebbiri zesigenda kubaawo njagala okusaba mwenna bannayuganda mukitekinge upon yourself lime kubeera ddoboozi lyange nga Kyagulanyi oba ddoboozi ya NUP. Mwenna njagala mugyeyo obusosoze mu mawanga obuli kunze ng'omuntu bwe bubanga we buli. Mugyeyo n'obusosoze mu mawanga obuli mu buli kitongole kya gavumenti kyonna. Mwe abali ku social media musobola okikola. Njagala okubasaba mukube torch kubanga kino kyammwe nga bannayuganda mulabise. Then oluvannyuma lw'ezo wiiki bbiri njagala batubuulire nze ne Mwami Museveni ne gavumenti ye baani ba tribalist abatuufu. So Mwami Kasigazi bw'oba ogamba nti ffe twogera ku kusosola amawanga ogwo musango. Okusosola mu mawanga musango. Njagala munziguleko omusango ogw'okusosola mu mawanga tulenembe nagwo. Bwe kiba kibalemye musirike muleke tubalabise kubanga mukimanyi nti mwe mukikola. Naye kyewuunyisa nti ate abakola obusosoze ababusa mu bikolwa ate babuvumirira ffe ababwogerako. Ekyo tekigenda kola. Ako kabadde nga akakodyo ka Mwami Museveni ne gavumenti ye okupracticinga tribalism ate ne batiisatiisa eggwanga lyonna butemukyogerako. Oba okyogerako bajja gamba oli tribalist. Nja kukyogerako, njagenda maaso kyogerako. Njagala n'okasaba mwenna mu Uganda mukyogereko mulabise buli omu nange nga mwendi bw'abawo omuntu omusosoze mu mawanga. Ekiseera kituuse twogere ku nsonga eyo. Nga nva waggulu basebo ne banyabo njagala okwongera okukatiriza nti bano abasajja baagala nnyo okutya kwabwe mu bintu eby'enjawulo. Basooka kuleeta obufere obw'abaterrorisiti, ekyo ne kiyiika. Ne bajja ne bagamba nti baagala kunzita, ekyo ne kiyiika. Kakati beesibye mu ku traffic, ekyo nakyo tekimekinga makulu. Nkakasa nti mu wiiki ebbiri zetugenda okuwummulamu bajja kuleeta ebibuuzo ebirala byanjawulo. Njagala okubasoomoozamu abapoliisi nammwe abasirikale, si abapoliisi abakuuma amateeka naye gwe Mwami Kasigazi tumusiime kubanga kati Kasigazi tumusiime ye handala wa Museveni omupya. Eba abadde nga alina gwalondayo n'akozesa okutulugunya bannayuganda, kati Kasigazi ye mupya. Twagala obeeyo owe ensonga ezisimba bwe ziba zikulemye tuula wansi onywe ku mazzi. Njagala okujjukiza bannayuganda mwenna n'obakakasa nti tugenda batuukako mu buli ngeri yonna, tugenda batuukako mu buli kitundu kyonna. Tewali teeka litugaana. Babadde beese yes mu bbaluwa ye yayogedde ne ku ky'okuggyako gavumenti ya Museveni, titugezaako okuggyako gavumenti ya Museveni. Yes tetukikweka, twagala kumaamulako gavumenti ya Museveni ey'ababbi ey'abatuju. Ekyo tekimenya amateeka kuba gavumenti ya Museveni teriko mu mateeka era akawaayiro namba 3 akasemateeka kawa buli munnayuganda yenna obuyinza, in fact si buyinza okawabula akatutika obuvunaanyizibwa okuzzaawo constitutional order, okuzzaawo enfuga ey'amateeka. N'olw'ensonga eyo ekyo kye tuliko ate tetugenda kulekerawo paka nga Museveni tumaze omuddamu entebe yeyekyangiramu. Njagala okukiddiŋŋana basebo ne banyabo kibeere very clear nti poliisi teina buyinza bonna kuwa muntu lukusa. Tewali muntu alina kusaba lukusa poliisi okukola byalina okukola naddala nga biri mu mateeka, wabula tulina gitegeezaako okutegeeza. Ekyokubiri, twagala okukakasa bannayuganda nti poliisi si kooti. Mwami Kasigazi toli mulamuzi, oli just wa poliisi. N'olw'ensonga eyo toyina yadde n'obuyinza kutaputa byenjogedde n'ogamba bisosola mu mawanga. Ekyo kiraga nti otidde, kiraga nti mutidde, kiraga nti tubakutta waliwo ababaluma. Era njagala okiddamu. I want to, let me say this again in English. We are going to be away for 2 weeks. I am traveling to Canada to attend a convention and meet other Ugandans there. But in these 2 weeks, I want to request all of you Ugandans to take it upon yourself, because like I said, a time has come for us as a nation to have a frank conversation on tribalism and sectarianism. So I want to ask all of you brothers and sisters to use your social media, to use all the platforms to expose tribalism and sectarianism wherever it is. Whether it is with me, please expose me and expose the tribalism. If it is in any government institution, in state house, in the military, in police, in any government institution, please expose the tribalism and the sectarianism and the and the nepotism. Expose it. Finally, I want to once again assure all the people of Uganda that we shall reach you, we shall come to you. Museveni and your fellow criminals, if you want to harm us, the world is watching you. You have tried it so many times. We are not scared of you because you cannot kill all of us. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. May God be my country.
People power? Our power?
People power.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for putting the record straight. You know, there's one thing that must come out clearly. Distortion of reality. If you have been following the debate by the NRM propaganda machinery, especially on social media and other media platforms regarding sectarianism and nepotism, you see that the trajectory is to make the victims of sectarianism believe is in the wrong. They manipulate the reality. And one thing that we need to know about dictatorial systems, since time immemorial and world over, they survive on about 3 things. One, the president has talked about it, fear. Fear is the greatest wall that stands between the people and the dictator. Once that wall is brought down, you'll see the dictatorship crumbling. Number 2 is manipulation of the population, and he has talked about it. Number 3 is to deny people leadership, the oppressed. How do you deny people leadership? Compromise their leaders. The cases are very many. Discredit the leaders. When they have a credible leader like our president, call him a tribalist, call him sectarian, call him all sorts of things. So that the people can lose confidence in him and he continue to oppress them for more years and more years. People power? Our power. Our power? People power. We are going to entertain about 3 or 4 questions from the ladies and gentlemen of the press. There is no need for questions. Yes, Josephine.
Council, my questions are slightly off what he was addressing about. I don't know if you give me an opportunity to respond. We have had the liberation talk in this country for a very long period of time. Before independence, people were talking about liberation. When we got independence, people still continued talking about liberation. When Amin came in, it was the same talk. Up to date, we are still talking about liberation. I want to hear from the president of the National Unity Platform, what is this liberation talk? What is hidden behind or beneath this talk? And does he think if he becomes president of Uganda, will he liberate his country? Or maybe it is just a talk and a service that politicians are using to garner support in this country, both in English and Uganda.
I'm sure he has taken note of the question, but I'm sure even the historical context you have given shows clearly that liberation is still needed in this country. You know, every time we go to the mosque or church, they are talking about the devil in a different word, Satan, Shaitan. We haven't stopped because the devil is still where? He's still here. But I'm sure the president will address it very well. Yes, Pat.
Thank you. You have said that you had got credible information when you were in Kabadi that your life was in danger. You have also said that the police itself said your life was in danger. So it means, and you trusted what the other source you didn't tell us told you, and you didn't trust what the police said. But when you add those two, when both of them are talking about your life being in danger, why do you continue doing what they are saying is putting your life in danger? And number two, we know for a fact that when they say this is not going to happen, and you say it's going to happen, you know what has happened as a result. There's been a lot of violence that the police has unleashed. You in these 2 weeks getting ready for the violence that they are going to unleash, because we know for a fact that will follow.
Thank you. Maybe the first report was about the police being the threat. It is right. Yes, the third question.
Ekibuuzo kyange kikuba kiti Pulezidenti Robert Kyagulanyi bwe yali e Luweero mu lukuŋŋaana kyamuva mu kamwa yayogera mu lwatu bo beeteefu okuteesa Mr. Museveni engeri okutwala eggwanga mu maiso. Yes, tulikwenda aveeyo atwinenoleku bwebanga nteesateesa ki enteesateesa okubaawo ebaawo mu ngeri ki atumenemenere mu ngeri eyo.
We'll take the last question. So I thought you had put up your hand.
I'm interested to know the next course of action. The party president has come clear that he's defied the police directive. So after the 2 weeks away, as you come back, where do you pick it from?
Okay, I'm sure the president will answer that, but I think generally the indication is that our activities are continuing and we shall be able to roll out a roadmap for the next phase, because our job is not done, and when we do it, it's not business of police. Our responsibility is to notify them, which we have previously done, and we shall do when time is due. But I'm sure the president will give the most appropriate answer. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Okay, the Secretary General will answer some of the questions.
People power. Our power. Thank you very much, the media and all those who are here, Mr. President. And I just want to respond quickly to 2 issues, but also to talk a little bit about this talk of sectarianism. And I will also remind the country that there are many political parties that we could have used as vehicles, but we chose the National Unity Platform because we believe in national unity. At the core, that is our belief. We believe in national unity. The first, before you talk about anything else, that we stand for is in our name. We are the National Unity Platform. And we do not just talk about it, like General Museveni has been saying. If those of you who read history, you read all the books he wrote, the most important thing he emphasized was sectarianism. He was accusing Obote and Amin of sectarianism and tribalism and all that. Now, because he's doing the same things, he does not want us to talk about them. So that is extremely unfortunate. If Museveni, just go and read Mission to Freedom, read Song the Mustard Seed, if he could write and condemn those past leaders for sectarianism and tribalism and all that, why does he think it is now wrong to condemn it when he's practicing it? So it is very unfortunate, and I think we need to talk about that, because we believe as a national platform in equity. We believe that all regions in this country should have an equal stake in this country. We believe that whether you are from the north or from the east or from the central or from the west, you should have an equal stake in this country. We believe that all parts of this country should be developing at the same level. You cannot say that you are going to leave some regions. People have been saying we are not going to wait for Karamoja to develop. You see the regions like Busoga, what is going on there, West Nile and all that. We believe that national resources should go to all the people of Uganda, and we make sure that we have an inclusive economic development in this country. And so, those who talk about sectarianism, we are just condemning the evil that you do. The fact that in the national enterprise, if you look here, amongst the leaders here, and it is very unfortunate, I think the president talked about it. When he was in Rwenzori, he talked about the problems affecting the people of Rwenzururu. He talked about the humiliation of the Omusinga. Why did they say it was sectarianism? Because he talked about it. When he went to Bugisu, he talked about Bugisu Cooperative Union. And he stressed the challenges of the people of Bugisu that they have been going through. When he was in Busoga, he emphasized the problems in Busoga, including the prices of sugarcane, the unemployment there, etc., etc. Why did they come to talk about sectarianism at that point? Why is it that when he comes to Luwero and emphasizes the problems of land grabbing, the problems of marginalization and all that, how come now they're talking about sectarianism? So I want to emphasize that the National Unity Platform, we are not just NUP in words. We are the National Unity Platform in values, and that is what we believe in at the core. So, and maybe finally, and there's a point also about nepotism. You see, one of the biggest challenges is that Museveni and his regime are trying to victimize the victims. They are trying to see those people who have been victimized and calling them the victims. It's a shame. So when you think about nepotism, you just go and see right from top and see the ministries, the departments of government, where relatives, friends, cronies are scattered. You know, we believe in merit. We believe that people should have positions in government based on merit, not based on blood, not based on relationships, not based on kin, etc., etc. So I want to quickly attempt a question from our friends there about liberation. I'm sure the president will elaborate more on it. But liberation, you know, our country is not liberated. And if you want to know that we are not liberated, you remember the media houses were beaten up when you went to the UN to deliver a petition. That is a sign that our country is not liberated. We are not liberated because we lose 10 trillion shillings every year in corruption, which money should be used to improve the lives of our people. We are not liberated because right now police can write a letter purporting to stop activities of a legitimate political party. That is a sign that we are not liberated. We are not liberated because our children are not able to go to school. In many parts we've been going to, you've been seeing children who drop out of school when they are very young because they cannot afford school fees. We are not liberated because we're in West Nile, and West Nile is connected to the national grid. Every time they are suffering with power blackouts. We are not liberated because you've been seeing the expenditure of General Museveni and State House. They are spending over 2.8 billion shillings, a day, when people do not have food in many parts of this country. That means we are not liberated. We are not liberated because I can go on and on and on and on. So those who say, who ask us about liberation, we are fighting to make sure that all Ugandans can enjoy this country and can have an equal stake in this country. I thank you, and maybe now invite the President to respond to his question.
And thank you, SG aganye okubiza mu Lunyankole. Oba nkiyite kyekyo naye sijja kuyomba. Thank you very much for making it clear, Comrade Secretary General. My sister Namakumbi asked about our liberation talk. Yes, there have been many liberation phases in this country. Some of them have been fake liberations. It's not yet Uhuru. We are not yet where we deserve to be. You remember that our grandfathers and mothers had to liberate us from colonialism. And after colonialism, we celebrated briefly and then we fell again into misrule. Gun rule returned. So when Museveni was fighting against Dr. Milton Obote, we thought he was fighting a just cause, because he convinced our fathers and mothers that he was fighting against human rights violations, that he was fighting against vote rigging, he was fighting for the return of democracy and all that. But looks like it was a lie. You all remember that on the 26th of January, in fact 25th of January 1986, 25th of January, the same day that Idi Amin took over, is the same day that Museveni took over. Although, being the liar that he is, he lied. He posed so that they celebrate on the 26th of January. So on the 26th of January, we were captured as a country. We were lied to, tricked, and captured. So now we are fighting to liberate ourselves from gun rule. We are fighting to liberate ourselves from dictatorship, from the abuse of democracy, from vote rigging, from everything times 10 that Museveni purported to fight against in the 80s. We are fighting against family rule. We want to liberate ourselves from family rule, from sectarianism, realistic sectarianism, from corruption, and from land grabbing. I could go on and on and on and on. But most importantly, like it seems to be the hot issue, we are fighting to liberate ourselves from nepotism and tribalism. And I will make it very clear. Some of you saw a video of an SFC soldier. And those that have not seen it, I beg you to spread it, because it is exposing and spreading the truth and poking holes into their manipulations that is going to save us. Please spread that video. This SFC soldier is clearly having tribal talk that I find even filthy to repeat here on the microphone. But where do they learn it from? They learn it from the chief priest of tribalism and sectarianism. I want to make it clear that I'm not tribal. I'm not tribal. You all know my family. Did I marry from my tribe? You told me there were no women in my tribe. But because I am national and I appreciate diversity, and I got my wife, my beautiful wife, from Ankole. You all remember that Museveni's son tweeted against me marrying my wife from Ankole, saying that I had to seek permission from him. You've seen all these tribal tweets that I find detesting to even repeat. But again, look at the teacher of tribalism and sectarianism. Look at how he has reduced our country to his family. His wife is a minister for education. His brother, he has the biggest budget under the guise of Operation Wealth Creation. His son, he commander land forces, then advisor. His brother-in-law, his son-in-law, his brothers are the owners of the gold mines that are supposed to be national gold mines, etc., etc., etc. So, Museveni, you have no moral authority to talk about that. We were all also asked about the threats, but I don't think I have to attempt that because you were very ably responded to. I mean, yes, we've had threats, but historically, threats against my life have been coming from the regime. And it's upon the Museveni regime to ensure that nothing happens to me, because we know that any harm that comes to me will be coming from you, and you know what exactly will follow later on. Sema Timba, no, before Sema Timba, again the same person, but they asked whether we are ready for the violence. We are never ready for violence. We don't want violence. We are not violent people. And as you've seen for the last close to 3 weeks, nothing violent has happened because the police has not unleashed violence on us. How have we been able to go around? It's not because Museveni wanted it, but we've been telling you we took Museveni, his son and his cronies to the International Criminal Court, and we believe that because they know what that means, that's why they behave themselves. Are we ready for violence? We are not ready. But again, like they say, give your enemy enough rope to hang himself. The world cameras are on us. Museveni, you have the right to brutalize the people of Uganda or even kill them. We are law-abiding citizens, and we know that one day, one time, all of you will answer for the crimes against humanity that you have committed in the past, that you are committing now, and those that you plan to commit. Fitubatadeko camera, you can do all that you want to do. Yes, we must say you. Yeah. It's just sema timba we jine. Are we njide mu Luzungu sema timba? Uchitidira mu Luganda. Esuti yamba nekatogere mu Luzungu sema timba we jine asked quoted me having said that we are ready to speak to Museveni. No. Oh, it was Waiswa. Oh, it was Waiswa. Yes, Waiswa from Busoga 1 reminded us of our mention in Luwelu that we are ready to talk to Museveni. Yes, but we are not ready to discuss with Museveni the Nobody Mao style. Sir, we can only talk to Museveni when we are negotiating his exit. We don't want to imprison you. You're a very old man. We don't want to revenge because we are not vengeful. We are not vengeful. We are not like Museveni, who said that he named his son an avenger to avenge. We are not avengers. We want to give you a chance because we know even dictators in the past, like Museveni, like Moi, they were talked out of power logically. The door is still open, but it is soon. Yes. We can discuss with you, we can give you protection, we can take good care of you so that we don't have to stress with you. The people of Uganda want their freedom soonest. If you want to give them freedom without a struggle, you are welcome. But if you want to be kicked out of power, we shall kick you out. Erambidde mu Luganda. Wabuuziza kibuuzo. Tonnaba kibuuza. Ojja kibuuza nga tuli babiri.
Principal katono nnyo. Mwami Olwenyi yabuuzizza nti omukomawo after the 2 weeks, where are you starting from, which region?
Thank you. We shall announce. Tujja kulangirira we tutandikira. So mutukwate bulungi, tuyinza n'otandikira Entebbe. So mutukwate bulungi. Tujja kulangirira wajje tugenda okutandikira nga tukomyewo. N'amakumbi yabuuza nti tubadde twogera ku kwenunula naye wabaddewo phases oba emitendera gy'okwenunula mingi. Kituufu bajjajjaffe balina okwenunula okuva mu bafuzi ab'amatwale abazungu, era abazungu bwe twabagoba twasanyuka twajaganya nga tumanyi tefugabbi liwedde kubanga abaana baffe baddugavu bannaffe bwe baali bakikutemu. Naye kyannaku nti okujaganya kwali kwa kaseera katono era ebiwoobe ne biddamu. Milton Obote Amini bwe yamuggyako twali tulowooza eddembe lizeewo ate okutulugunyizibwa kwaddamu bupya. So Museveni bwe yajja ng'akonvinsize batata baffe ne maama baffe nti agenda kulwanirira demokrasi, agenda kulwanirira ddembe ly'abuntu, agenda kulwanirira ettemu n'obuli bw'enguzi okuvaawo, twamwegattako ffenna. Kyannaku nti yali mufere era nga bw'akyali kati. Kyannaku nti yalimbalimba abantu baffe era nga 25 omwezi gwa January olwa 25 Idi Amin lwe yawambirako ne Museveni lwe yawambirako newankubadde bakola olukwesikwesi ne balangira lwa 26. Naye kale tukitwale ndi ku lunaku olwo lwe twawambirwa era okumala emyaka 37 tubadde tufugibwa ku mudumu gwa mmundu. Okumala emyaka 37 obukulembeze bwe tulina bwannakyemalira. Okumala emyaka 37 obuli bw'enguzi bwasukka. Tufugirwa ku mudumu gwa mmundu, tufugibwa famire emu. okumala emyaka 37 okunyigirizibwa kusose, so tulina okwenunula nate okwejjamu abo abafere abatulimba nti baali bazetununula. Era okwogera ku busosoze mu mawanga obwo kubanga y'ensonga enkulu gye mbasabye nammwe mwenna muttaanye, so that ensi yonna emanyanga si bigambo bya Kyagulanyi wabula nga bigambo bya buli munnayuganda yenna okuva mu regioni zonna ez'enjawulo. Njagala mujjukire nti omusirikale owa SFC ng'akombisinga banne okuwagira Muhoozi yakozesa ebigambo ebisosola mu mawanga kirikirya mwenna mwakiraba ako ka video gye kali, nsaba muddemu katambuze bupya ng'ali mu uniform y'amagye g'eggwanga. Muze mulaba tweet za mutabani wa Museveni. Nze mumanyi mukyala wange namwasa Mwankole, simanyi oba banyiga bunyizi kuba nafunayo asingayo obulungi. Ne mukyala wange namwasa Mwankole, era abantu b'Omwankole balungi nnyo, bantu bakitiibwa nnyo. Wadde Museveni afubye okubambaza ebisooto bye abalwanyise entalo ze, naye bantu balungi nnyo, banyaniriza nnyo. Naye kubanga Kerenda liva ku Lubaya, mutabani wa Museveni yali akozeko ne tweet ng'ambumirira olw'okuwasa Mwankole bwe nali nnyina mwebuuzaako. Temumbuuza ki kyeyali anywedde, sijja kibabuulira. Era ye muntu y'omu azze ng'akola zi tweet ze, nsaba mujjeyo mwongere okulaga ensi omanye abantu bakuno mwerabira mangu. Njagala byonna mubijjeyo mulage ani musosoze ani atali musosoze. Naye nga bwe mbagambye nti Ssaabasosoze ye Museveni, kubanga tunula n'obugagga bw'eggwanga bwonna yabureducinga si ku tribe gy'agamba gy'avaamu, fe abamu kye tulinako kwe gy'avaamu, naye gy'agamba gy'avaamu ne tribe eyo yennyini teyeyagalidde byabugagga bya ggwanga, abitadde mu famire ye. Obwa minisita obwa education yabuwa mukyala we, obwa minisita obulala budget esinga obunene mu ggwanga yagiwa muganda we Sale, ne beekweka mu operation wealth creation. Mutabani we newankubadde tasaanidde yamufuula komanda w'amagye g'okutaka kati presidential advisor. Bakoddomi be, abakaabaana, abazadde mu baana n'abalala abafaanana bwe batyo. Tunuulira ebirombe bya gold ebya Uganda kati bya baganda ba Museveni, bwe kitaba kya Sodo kiba kya Sale, bwe kitaba kya Sale kiba kya bwatyo bazenga akola. Abaffe ani sectarian ani musosoze mu mawanga, ekyo nkibawadde mwe bannayuganda. Tulina wiiki 2 okwe-exposinga tribalism ali mu ggwanga. Tutandikirawo mwami Batte yabuuza kututiisatiisa ku butemu. Kituufu, obutemu obwo batuwoninga ebbanga ddene, naye ffe tukimanyi ti abantu abegezeza mu bulamu bwange okutwala bantu ba Museveni basooka kunegeza mu Arua, essasi bwe erya missinga yasindika mu material missing era twamuziika dda kitalo nnyo. Ne batwegezaamu e Budondo, essasi lyayita wakati wange ne Honorable Zaake. Ne ripooti nyingi tuzze tuziraba. Muzze mulaba abasirikale nga bakutte mundu nga tebali mu uniform, abamu nga bambadde helmeti za poliisi, abalala nga bali mu ngoye ziri plain naye nga batambula n'abapoliisi oba abasirikale bali mu uniform. Omulala mwamulabye ebbombo eyajjayo pisto, ali ku kamera bamulaba, naye bagamba nti ate ffe tulina okukwata abakutte emundu. Mwalimu agala n'abejjinja tubakwate ejjeeke nga balina zi AK-47. Abaffe omuntu yenna bafoot soldier baffe wano bagenze babanoonya nga yayogedde bwogezi ku social media, ne bamunoonya ne bamusiba. Lwaki oyo musajja temunaba mukwata nga n'ekifaananyi kye mukiina? Yemmwe batemu, yemmwe mwagala okuntemula, naye tuzze tubalaalika ti ffe tetugenda kutya. Nze mwalimu okuntemula mu myaka 2 ne mulimu okuntemula mu myaka 3, kakati teri kyamaanyi bwe muntemula mu myaka 4 n'omusobi, naye mumanyi ki ekiyinza okuddako. Atubuuza mwami Batte nti twetegese okututirimbula, twetegese okutukuba emiggo ne tiyagasi, twetegese violence ya poliisi. Tetwetegekerangako violence ya poliisi kuba tetujagala. Byetukola byonna biri mu mateeka, era okulaba nga tebalina kye batukoze kubanga byetukola byonna biri mu mateeka. Ate twabagamba nti Museveni ne mutabani we ne batemu banne twabatwala mu kooti y'ensi yonna era tukkiriza kyekyo kyekibadde kyabakipinze nga balina discipline. Twagala okwebaza abasirikale n'abapoliisi abatakozesebwa kututemula na tutuusaako bulabe, era twagala okubasaba nti temulimbibwa alimbibwa ono omusajja kuba mumulabira ddala ali mu kkubo erifuluma. Wabula era twagala omutegeeza Mwami Museveni ne banne n'abo bakasigazi ba planning okukozesa okututuusaako obulabe, tuffe twabalaalika dda, tujja genda maaso nga tukola amateeka kye gatukkiriza okukola. Muli baddembe okututuusaako obulabe bonna bwe mwagala, naye buli muntu yenna twagala amanye nti kamera z'ensi yonna zitutunuulidde. Oyinza okukola kyotukolako kati, naye buli omu ku mmwe ye ng'omuntu sekinnoomu ajja kuba ng'alina okwanukulira kyakoze ku bannayuganda. Ekiseera kijja kutuuka ffe tujja namwe tubalindiridde mujje. Oya Waiswa Busoka wanu yatubuza nti kikyo twagala okwogera ne Museveni, kuba twagamba Luwero tituli beetegefu okwogera ne Museveni. Tuli beetegefu okwogera ne Museveni oba n'omuntu yenna, naye si kwogera naye bino ebya Nobert Mao, ebyampaayo ekifo, ebyankweyosede meka, si emboozi yaffe. Okwogera ne Mwami Museveni twagala kudisikasinga naye ku nfuluma ye, ayitawa kikye tumukkiriza okugenda nakyo. Ffe tetuwolera ggwanga, tetupulaninga kulivenjinga, tetulina gwe twagala kuyisa bubi. Era Mwami Museveni twagala mujjukiza ky'oluggi lukyali luggule lw'okwogera naffe mu lwatu, era nga n'ensonga zetwogerako ziri clear ze zino, naye oluggi olwo terugenda kubeera luggule kumala bbanga ddene. Bannakyemaliranga bamooyi bakozesa omukisa ogusembayo okwennyonnyolako era bakkirizibwa okusigala mu Kenya. Kakiri eri ggwe Museveni, oyagala genda bulungi oba oyagala genda misinde, kiri eri ggwe. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale nnyo.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Kindly take your seats for 1 minute.
Yes, we shall sing the anthem. Josephine was smiling like the question was not, but the president asked me to add that the difference that our liberation has from those liberation struggles that have taken place before, ours is anchored on people. That is why we are people power. That is why we are going out there to empower the people of Uganda to stand up for their rights. We could have chosen to use other means. We are not incapable of using other means, like those who went to use the guns and things like that. But we have chosen to use the path of people power, because this to be a liberation that is owned by the people of Uganda, that they are not betrayed like they have been betrayed previously. Next time, when I've eaten lunch. We are going, because after the anthems we shall go. So I will ask Honorable Mwada to give us a closing prayer, and then we shall do the anthems and close the briefing. Thank you very much. We are grateful for your time.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yatugamba mu Qur'ani nti mu lunaku olukya n'oluziba abantu abanadamu bali mu kufaafaaganibwa okujjako abo abakuutirigana era ne bawangalira ku mazima ne ku bugumiikiriza. Bismillahi rahmani rahim. Wal asri innal insana lafii khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much for the wonderful prayer. The President has thanked those who acted professionally during our visits. We want to appeal to those out there in the field that when we return to the field, it is not yet too late. They can reflect on their actions. The Bible says, when the sinful turn away from their sinful ways and do the right things, they will inherit the kingdom of God. So it's not yet too late for them to save their lives and do the right things. I will request Honorable Shamim to give us the anthems and we close.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Now let's humble ourselves for the anthems. I'll start with the national anthem. Oh Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free, for liberty, together we always stand. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown. We shall wear the victor's crown. We shall wear the victor's crown. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown in a new Uganda. People power?
Our power.
Thank you so much.
Aha, President adumidde abagemu mukozese no weeks 2 odine Dr. Enzyme agemu mukozese no weeks 2 exposing symbolism yena ali mu ggwanga lino erya Uganda. Weeks 2 zamaze nga taliwo ate wadda alangire we tutandikira era nabagamba nti omukwato obubi ayinza okulangira ntandikira Ntebe ekitegeera kasenga kantwatwalamu naye mubanyumedde bonadi atuga ku mutugu no gwashom television Uganda watana kwenda ngo subscribinga kindly please do the subscription tuli live wano kitebe cha national platform ekamocha tuli live kitebe cha national unity platform ekamocha baba kindly please do the subscription. President Bacha kuna sentamu ensonga azogedde bulungi nnyo nyini ddala era atokedde assignment ya weeks 2 zagenda mulanga taliwo nga limuganga lya Canada atokedde assignment ya weeks 2 agambye muganda wange Martha ogamba otya? How are you? Twavaayo banaye atokedde assignment ya weeks 2 agambye nti mukube torch mu assignment yonna mukube torch mu tribalism yonna mu geo videos